Vox Machina review. Let's do this shit. I'm going to save us all the trouble. It's a fantastic show. You know what? You please stick around for these 4 or 5 minutes that will be entertaining you. But my God, right after, just go watch the show and then rewatch it.
This show needs to do well. So if you haven't watched it already, you have to go give it a try. If you like fantasy, if you like animation, if you like comedy, if you like RPGs, if you're a gamer,
me, Daddy. Keep feeding me.
If you like World of Warcraft, if you like Lord of the Rings, if you like Game of Thrones, give this show a chance, because if it does well enough, we're going to get more of it. And this show is really good, so you're not going to be disappointed.
20 minutes slaps. It came out initial 3 rolls, and we have all the videos outlining them. You can go back and watch all that. This is just the basic overview of the show.
Yep.
It was fun. It was gory. It had adult humor. It really tickled the fancy. Now, it said at the top of it, it said 16 plus. When I was 16 and we were 16,
you weren't getting
things were different.
Mm-hmm.
I was a struggle to watch Goosebumps, and that was a Y7. My parents were like, that might be a little too much for you.
Yu-Gi-Oh came on. Ooh.
The Shadow
Depictions
Realm
of demons. Ooh.
Now, if we got the Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh, I hear that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Pegasus was whipping a gun out like nobody's business. But
Bandit Keith was ready to blow people's brains out over a card game.
But you got that in Vox Machina. I was going to say, let's say characters. Let's just look at that overview of the characters. I think they were well done. I know they were pre-existing from a group
They were common tropes, but they were done well enough that they were good.
Voiced
they were one of the
like
highlights.
you and I did it. If they took our voice and just put it in a character and things that you'd say, because they were saying outlandish things that almost didn't fit the time period. Like the fantasy world.
You could tell it was our humor injected into this world they created.
So now we just bumped it up one more. Great, fantastic.
The part I loved about it is this is a show about an actual D&D campaign from Critical Role. They even have a YouTube channel where every episode's 4 or 5 hours. So that makes me wonder how many seasons of this
I think
show
you could pull a lot because it's like you just make a new story up. Because what they did well was they had a starting story in the first episode or first 2 episodes. 2.5. Then
just transitioned. It was almost like quest to quest to quest.
You went and went back to town, returned it, got your reward, went on to another one, returned, got it, great, good. And I forgot to bring it over, but I had treated ourselves to the starter kit of Dungeons and Dragons, so we too can start.
Oh, son of a bitch! That's right. You forgot to bring that.
I did, but we have
shame on you.
We are going to start because I want to be like them. They are my new idols right now.
I've been wanting to try to play Dungeons and Dragons, and this show is what made me go, okay. If they're
that
having that
inspired
much
us-
fun, they could create a show over a game they played. Well, I want to play that game.
Yep.
Just like Arcane, it made us both think about playing League of Legends. We were told no a million times.
Now, let me tell you the fan base that I'll trust. The people who actively play the game and say, do not play it.
Well, unless you are uber competitive, which I am, and have 100 hours to spare, which I don't. Yeah. Neither one of us
He
do.
does not.
Yeah.
So we touched on the animation, the character's story. I thought
the background
was good.
of the show.
Yep, I thought that you learned your characters. You don't really have the backstory of the characters.
Well, you'll get that as it keeps going.
No, you do. You are now part of the group. You just roll on with them, and you missed characters they built in 22-minute episodes. They built that character bond that you had when Pike went missing. We missed Pike. When people were getting killed,
the group
or
missed
hurt.
him.
Yes.
It shows just how important having a healer is to a group, because Keyleth tried her damnedest, and she did an adequate job.
But that's her character.
But exactly,
She did her best.
She almost she doesn't main healing. She's like a secondary. I have this
an
healing
ability
spell.
I have.
Yeah, right.
But you have that.
I'm
So
no
that touches
Pike, but-
upon that. I just think it's tough for me to find something in this show that's like, well, they could have did this better.
Just to add to the whole conception of the show, it was also, I'm pretty sure, a Kickstarter campaign where they had to get funding even to convince people that this was something worth making. So the fact, all those things, I think about when I'm watching it, and it makes me like the show more.
Yeah.
And I know that's probably a cheap win.
They were fighting an uphill battle.
I mean, if you can make me care about the show before I even start watching it,
no, because that just
it's pretty good.
proves to people who have ideas, they too can do it.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's possible. There are fans, and I hope that this show is getting a great fan base, and I think
from what I've seen, it's gotten pretty good reviews.
Yeah. Unless you got anything else, man, I don't know how else we can praise this show anymore besides giving it our,
Let's go.
the Layman's review.
Let's do it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we said the same exact thing.
Just more words over here.
He put more words on his. I don't know what it was in me that didn't give it an S. I think it's... You know what I did? I looked at what we've given an S so far.
Right.
And I said, did it hit me emotionally as much as
Not
those
as
shows?
deep.
And exactly.
Nope.
That was what made me not give it an S. But then I said, well, then at worst, it gets an A+. Because I still absolutely love this show.
Because then you knock it down and you know what you compare it to. This is how I made my decision.
One Punch Man?
One Punch Man.
Yep.
And, okay, so One Punch Man hit you with the stupid humor. There was limited story. There was a story.
Yeah, if you dove deep enough, you found it. But yeah.
But other than that, it was surface level entertainment, and you wanted
Fun
more.
as shit.
And here this show came, I'm like, yes.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing. And if you're on the same level in our world as One Punch Man,
you're doing something right.
then you have hopes for the next one.
Yep.
Could be that S. You know, once you get, now hey, this was the tester, this was the Kickstarter,
The pilot,
this was it. Now, okay, well, we got so many hours watched, we got this. Let's get that S. And I truly think, you know, I think it only goes up from here. Now, obviously, you know, certain shows do drop the ball, but I don't think they're going to. Because
well, a lot of people thought One Punch Man Season 2 was a drop, and me and you both still love it.
Not at all. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
The animation
as well.
was much worse.
Yeah, but
and I said,
think
so what?
Right, you're looking at shows to where, like, yes, is it worse than, you know, $1 million, like, animation from a well-known story?
Right.
Yes, it is. But if that's, like, the one thing that's keeping it from an S, it can live in an A.
Yeah.
It can
I
live
think
in
we're
that
jaded
A for me.
as, like, viewers. Because we expect, like, in games, too.
The girl from Horizon has a beard. Okay? Why? Because the graphics are so good. You see that humans naturally have hair, and this is a shock to the fucking world.
But it makes our standards way too high.
It does, way too high.
Because you know what it does? It limits the ability of small studios and small teams to be able to make...
Start.
That's why I said the worst part of the show is the animation, and I didn't care. It was like, so what? It wasn't bad. It just wasn't at the same level as, like, Studio Mappa in doing anime.
Yep.
So what? So what?
I love your
it's
A+.
an
I
It's an
love
A+.
it. Great show. Do
Please
the
watch
world
it.
a favor.
Please watch it.
You know, unfortunately, it does come on Amazon, so there's a double edge to that. Yes, Jeff Bezos makes more money, but it's
a hell of a
included in your
double-edged sword.
Prime membership. So,
Guys, as always, if you like what we're doing around here, like, comment, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm, and we will see you for the next video.